Purple Daily on SKOR North and SKORNorth.com. Purple Daily, presented by Surly Brewing Company.
And a happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there who are hanging out with us late into the night after the 9th Vikings win of the season and the 6th fourth quarter comeback win of the season as they were down by 3 going into the fourth quarter. This is Vikings Vent Line on the Purple Daily YouTube channel, the most fan-friendly interactive show in all of Minnesota sports. The show is presented by our friends at TCL, one of the world's best-selling consumer electronics brands. They have a new lineup of award-winning TVs delivering the most entertainment with stunning resolution, all at an affordable cost. Enjoy more of the things you love with TCL. Judd, unfortunately, they don't allow in the U.S. Bank Stadium press box surly tall boys of Before I Die, nor do they allow you to blare Ode to Joy while wearing a flag.
Yeah, well, waving
a flag.
Figurative flag. No, it's at home. I can't bring it here. I'd like to, but I can't. No, and what's funny about that, as far as the surly tall boys go tonight, is I could have used about 5 or 6 of those bad boys as this game unfolded. There was a lot of stress. Now, a lot more fun, obviously, than a week ago or last Sunday, what we saw in the Cowboys game. But, a furious logic bomb Before I Die would have come in quite handy because all of them are delicious. And there are many more. In fact, my sister and brother-in-law came over today, and they brought a surly variety pack, and I'm going to be trying some I haven't tried.
Wow.
There's actually there's flavors I haven't tried, so check them out.
Man. Amazing.
Surly Brewing.
And I'll mention this, and then we'll get into our thoughts, and we'll turn the show over to you guys. If you want to get on the show, as Judd, did you switch headphones there, or you took your press pass off?
I took my credential off.
No, you went from Kirk Cousins to Kirk O'Chains in the second half. You just went into the phone book.
There was a kid here
real quick
with the chains on and his shirt off, just like
that.
that.
That wasn't
kid,
me.
It's great.
That wasn't me.
It looks like you.
It looked like Declan.
I got at saying, Dex, I didn't know you were at the game today. No,
Yep.
that was not me, I promise.
If you want to get on the show, just send us an email to vikingsventline@gmail.com. vikingsventline@gmail.com. Declan will get as many of you as possible in the next hour and a half or so into the show. And we should mention our Black Friday sale, Mr. Fourth Quarter Comeback. We might have a little preview video in there somewhere, Dex. Mr. Fourth Quarter Comeback. Everything is 15% off in the SKOR North store with the promo code Black Friday. All one word, Black Friday. SKORNorth.com/shop. SKORNorth.com/shop. And you get 15% off anything, including the Mr. Fourth Quarter Comeback swag. All right, that was an incredibly fun football game. It's even more fun for Vikings fans when the outcome is Vikings winning. Joe, what was your sort of main thought taking this all in from the stadium?
My main thought was this. That's a nice bounce back. And look, as has often been the case and will continue to be the case, it was far from a perfect game. As you cheers a glass of wine?
A little Red Zin tonight.
Oh,
a little
Red Zin.
celebratory Red Zin tonight.
You're very
Whiskey
I'm
ginger.
toasting a Diet Pepsi, which will be followed up by a Diet Mountain Dew. So I am not as fortunate as you
And then
guys.
Surly's galore later, yes.
Oh, yes. But anyway, what we saw tonight, I think, is a very nice bounce back off an embarrassing 37-point loss here on Sunday. And, Justin Jefferson is incredible. He is unbelievable. But for this entire team, and we can get in, and I'm sure we'll get into the faults here because defensively there will be nitpicks, to come back 4 days after getting your ass whooped, and you really didn't practice, you just went through walkthroughs, and to change the mentality, I think I'd like to, for my opening statement, focus on that, the mentality of this team. There's a lot of teams that wouldn't recover. These Vikings did, and they deserve credit for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's so many takeaways here. I'd say I'll give you a 1A and a 1B. For not having Christian Darrisaw and for facing one of the 2 or 3 best pass rushing defenses in the league, it wasn't perfect. In fact, there was a couple big time pressures and sacks in there mixed in, but that was a pretty damn good offensive line performance considering the circumstances and the short week and no practice time, like you said. Mm-hmm. But once again, and the offense didn't really disappear for an hour in this case. So that's a new development. But Kirk Cousins plays just kind of a wacky first half. He throws the bad interception, and my biggest compliment to him is he just kept hunting down the field for Jefferson. They came back and scored on their next 5, I believe, offensive possessions after the interception. And so to be able to absorb some pressure, to absorb a bad throw interception, right? Now you're trailing in the game and still come back and just keep firing darts down the field to Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen is just a good quarterback character trait. There's a million defensive things to nitpick in this, and I'm sure we will. But that was my main takeaway. I know, Dex, you're doing a million things right now, but what was your main takeaway watching this game?
I thought it was just a great bounce back. I mean, it was ugly. It wasn't perfect, but there was things that were happening to them that were sometimes self-inflicted, but also you got a lot of breaks tonight. You got a lot of good calls that went your way. You got a lot of good things from New England sometimes that were just literally giving you the game, and you were able to capitalize, which I love to see. So you improve now. You won. You have up to your 9 wins on the season. I love that Kirk, when he threw the pick, came back and still was able to push the ball down the field. It didn't completely derail him. And I think that's where I see these new things of Kirk, where sometimes the statistics don't look up to par like that he's used to putting up, but he still delivers a much more aggressive style we've seen for in the past. And I love to see that. So good for the Vikings.
By the way, Adam Thielen just spit the turkey out. So it's Thielen, Justin Jefferson, and Kirk Cousins around the NBC Thanksgiving table with Melissa Stark. And Thielen took a big turkey leg, took a bite out of it, took a couple bites, and then had this weird look on his face. He's like, it's a little dry, and he spits it out in his hand. I mean, that turkey was probably made sometime like 4 hours ago. It's just been sitting out in the middle of US Bank Stadium somewhere. So Vikings win 33-26. If you're ready, let's do it, Declan. Who's first on Vikings Vent Line?
All right, let's kick it off here on Vikings Vent Line. By the way, hit that subscribe button for daily Minnesota Vikings entertainment. We're going to start off with our guy, Dennis. Dennis, what's up, man?
What up, Dennis?
Hey, how y'all doing, fellas? How y'all doing?
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving. So last week, I got to come up there to Minnesota. First time ever. I'm a military member, and they brought us up there for the game, and we got to go in the field and things like that. And I was like, I came up here and saw the Dallas game. That was the game. That was my first ever Vikings game I get to go to, was the Dallas game.
Yeah.
So I wish I'd have been to this one. So I'm happy we got the win. I'm going to focus more on the defense. And I'm just like, Ed Donatel and Mike Petna have to go. I know he's like the advisor, the defensive advisor, senior advisor, I guess.
Yeah, he's like the assistant head coach, basically, with defensive emphasis. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like they need to go. This defense, the way the scheme that we're running, it just isn't fitting. And we made Mac Jones, who has looked bad the last couple of weeks. He was lighting us up. He was beating us deep. I know we were down to Duke Shelley, who I felt like Duke Shelley had a pretty good game, but he was beating us deep. He was attacking us. Offensive line came back with a vengeance. I love the offensive line play. Like, they came back with Blake Brandel and Ed Ingram. They all came back together, and they all played a better game, kept Matt Judon under control. Kirk, great game by Kirk. Throw the interception, visibly upset about the interception, and came right back and just started dicing them up. Like, y'all think I'm going to let that hold me down? Nope, I'm going to come right back at you guys. Yes. And I love that version of Kirk. So just wanted to say that, and happy Thanksgiving again to you guys. Hope you guys had a good day. We enjoyed the win.
Awesome, man. Way to lead us off, Dennis.
Hell yeah.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, Kirk just kind of brushing off the interceptions this season and hunting down the field and just saying bleep it. I'm going to throw it to Justin Jefferson.
Exactly. That's what I love, though. That's what I love. Clearly, they said 18. Throw it to 18. I mean, look at the percentage of some of that catch before the Thielen touchdown that Jefferson made. He has no business catching that ball, and that's where football people will say, well, he's not open. You can't throw that, right?
Yeah.
Screw that. Look at the passes. Look at the pass. So there was the pick was bad because his footwork stunk and the ball sailed, which was remindful of what happened against the Bills. But also that late pass that Kirk threw, I think it was an out route to Osborne again, where it should have been picked off. The defender tried to pick it off, didn't break it up, and Osborne made a nice catch. I think the difference between Kirk throwing to Jefferson and the rest of the team is there's a lot of passes where it's like, whoa, that almost got picked. Except if it's Jefferson, in which case he just catches the damn ball. It is. I mean, we are watching greatness here. And I'm not taking away from Kirk, because Kirk is throwing the ball to JJ. But I mean, we are watching greatness. We are watching a Mossonian-like season.
Yeah, and speaking of Randy Moss, the parallels, right? A huge game on Thursday night, national TV, or I should say on Thanksgiving. And he also passed Randy Moss for most yards in the first 3 years of a wide receiver. I think he set the NFL record, right, tonight?
Yeah, NFL
for most
record.
receiving yards in the first 3 years with a month and change to go in the season.
And Moss, in the game at Dallas in 98, caught 3 touchdowns and caught 3 passes. Jefferson caught 9 passes tonight.
Yes, he was absolutely everywhere. Let's keep it rolling here. Vikings Vent Line on the Purple Daily YouTube channel.
Let's go to Evan next here on Vikings Vent Line. Evan, what's up, bud?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Evan with the playoff mustache, just
Yeah,
loving
like
loving the
Looking
avatar
good.
here, man.
Looking
It's
good.
great.
Thank you guys. First off, happy Thanksgiving. A little nervous here, but I finally
you're good.
decided to
Judd's nervous too right now. He's trying not
doesn't have a
to
surly,
make too much
he's
noise in the
upset,
press
yeah.
box.
I'm on a Mountain Dew now. I just downed like my 16th Diet Pepsi, so I am quaking and shaking. So go ahead.
So first thing first, I'm not really happy to say this, but I'm going to be a little bit of a Debbie Downer after the comeback. Not the comeback, but the great win here. But if they don't fix this defense, they're not going to win in the playoffs, or at least be a contender. There's no way. They made Mac Jones look like Tom Brady out there today. But I am a little proud to say I watched Kirk Cousins' press conference this week, and I just saw his energy and how optimistic he was, and he wasn't, dwelling on the past game. And I even sent you a message, Phil, into the SKOR North app, and I was like, he's going to have his first 300-yard game, 3 touchdown, no interception. He was 299, 1 interception, but he got the 3 touchdowns. So
You were very close. We'll give you the first 2 legs of the parlay. Actually, he had a minus. He had a minus. He was over 300, but then they had like a lost yardage throw. So close.
I'll count it. It's a moral victory there. But one more good thing, one more bad thing. The kicker problem, if they don't address it soon, it's going to lose them a game, 100%. That one's pretty obvious. But then one positive thing is I hope this is the thing we've all been looking for. Like we keep saying, the offense, they just got to reach their potential. Well, today they really didn't fall off too much. I mean, they're not going to score every drive.
Yeah.
But if this is we're going to show what it's going to make the rest of the season, I think, this offense is actually going to start being a problem. It's not going to score 14 points the first 2 drives and then come back in the fourth quarter. It might be, might be this, it might be it. Hopefully they might have reached their potential here, but that's really all I got. I like to shout out my wife for sticking up. I always talk Vikings. She doesn't care. So I like to thank
Dawn
you guys.
does, so that's funny.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for letting me actually talk Vikings and you guys actually pay attention. But, she tries to entertain me. But happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. I think the
Evan, good
Vikings
stuff.
scored a touchdown in every quarter of this game. If that's not consistency, I don't know what it is. I mean, the third quarter touchdown was a kick return touchdown. The offense didn't even touch the ball for like 45 minutes of real time. But let's keep it going here. Vikings Vent Line, Thanksgiving late night edition here.
Let's go to Robert and Tony here. Robert and Tony? Or is it just Robert? What do we got?
Yeah, it's Robert and actually Toby.
Oh, who's a good boy?
Happy Thanksgiving, Toby.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Pretty good. It's been a good day here. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely needed this win. It was hard, 4 days ago, wondering how we're gonna move forward from that horrible loss there.
Are you
But it was
confident
really
now?
good to see.
You're confident going forward now?
I thought, I wasn't really sure we were gonna actually win. Coming off the last game with Dallas, losing against Green Bay. They really wanted to play with a lot of like force and revenge. They were not happy. So I wasn't really sure we were going to come out with that win. Didn't think we were going to be down 40-3 when the game was over.
Yeah, amen. I think and happy Thanksgiving and Toby.
Thank you, man. You as
Toby
well.
in the food coma down there. The good news here is that they now get 3 extra days or whatever to probably just go to school on how to fix the defense to some extent. Getting Dalvin Tomlinson back should help, but the problems run deeper than just like getting one guy back. But you got to win despite having a terrible defensive performance, and now you get a week and a half to try and correct it.
And despite the frustrations, didn't this game very much fit into the wins of the 2022 Vikings so far? To me, it definitely fitted. I know the Dallas debacle, people were like, oh, perhaps they can come out, and really make a statement and stuff. But this team hasn't done that. So, this is pretty much, unfortunately, or fortunately, because they have 9 wins, this is pretty much the blueprint. I mean, it's going to raise your blood pressure. It's not always going to be consistently fun to watch if you are just a fan of the Vikings, because I thought tonight was a really fun game as a fan. But, I think that this fits in. And we can debate the playoff question, because I don't disagree. There are some potentially fatal flaws. But I think tonight the Vikings for 2022 very much return to the character of how they've won games.
Yeah, we're deep enough into the season at this point, and the 9th win now, so they are now guaranteed to have their first above 500 season since 2019. The process is weird, again, in terms of just the numbers, and this is why the point spreads look weird sometimes for Vikings games, why the Cowboys were favorites, and why some of these ranking projections don't like the Vikings, because again, tonight they were outgained by 2 yards per play. The Patriots averaged 7.5 yards per play tonight, and the Vikings averaged 5.5 yards a play, which is fine, but they win. And this has been, they've been outgained by like a yard per play on the season. And going into the game, they were outscored for the season and yet had an 8-2 record. And now they're back into the positive for point differential. But at some point, don't you just have to look and say, okay, well, yeah, maybe they're not a juggernaut like Kansas City, but they find ways to win in the fourth quarter. There is a clutch factor about this team. And an ability to come back when they're trailing in the second half.
Yep.
That you just, at this point, it's no longer just like lucky, right? You can say they're lucky in some instances, but I wouldn't classify a 9-2 record as being lucky at this point.
Well, and you know what, too, is that defensively, they definitely have problems. Like, there's no denying that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they have found ways to win. And where expectations, for me personally, were like 10 wins probably for the entire year. It's been aside from the Dallas debacle, mostly fun to watch.
Yeah.
So do I look at this team and I say Super Bowl team? No, of course I don't. But I do look at this team and say you get in the playoffs, you give yourself a chance, and it's a hell of a lot more entertaining to watch than the last 2 years were.
Yeah. So, let's keep it rolling here. By the way, if you could click the subscribe button and the like button on this video, you can help spread the word about this Vikings community that you're all helping us build here. Declan, who's next on Vikings Vent Line?
All right, let's go to Cameron next on Vent Line. Cameron, what's up, bud? How are you?
Hey, good. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I got a couple notes. I'm going to start off with one point. I'm from the Philly area. It is the worst having to go to work and listen to these Philly fans think that their team isn't fake. You look at their schedule, it's terrible. I went to the Eagles game. That was an absolute crapshoot. First football game, too, which didn't really help. But hopefully they'll come back for the NFC Championship and we'll show them up. So, but kind of moving on to my points, two ones that are pretty self-explanatory. Primetime Kirk showed up tonight.
Yeah.
There's areas that, he can obviously do better, but hey, we won in primetime with Kirk. That's got to mean something. The second point, again, pretty self-explanatory. JJ has to be the best receiver in the NFL as of tonight. By far, I think there's no questions asked. The third and fourth, I think, are a little controversial. I personally think that the defense played well tonight in retrospect of where they're at with injuries. I mean, we have the fourth and fifth string corners playing right now, and we're having someone filling in for Darrisaw, right? I mean, the positions that we're trying to fill with our backups, I think we did fairly well tonight. I think they did what they were asked to do. And the last point, Ryan Wright, I think, should be playing in the World Cup right now and not in the NFL. God, I mean, they're pristine. He'd get every call in the World Cup. But other than that, thanks, guys. Appreciate listening and look forward to listening the rest of the night.
Thanks,
Ryan
man.
Wright was the MVP, man. He extends that drive with the exaggerate with the flop, kind of a half flop, half contact, and then he just bombs that punt. I don't know why. I know the Patriots are looking for another clutch punt return there, but let that go into the end zone. It was a great punt, though.
That's the stupidest game I've seen a Belichick team play ever. Mm-hmm. I have never seen the lack of discipline. Why are you even getting near Ryan Wright?
That was weird.
But I mean, Thielen was face masked, if I'm not mistaken, if that's a word, twice. And then the hit from behind on an incomplete pass on a really bad throw by Kirk, which was a penalty, was unbelievably stupid. To the Vikings' credit, they were, despite their penalties, the far more disciplined team.
Yes.
Patriots killed themselves, absolutely killed themselves.
Yep.
But
Let's keep it rolling here.
Let's go next to Nathan now on Vikings Vent Line. Nathan, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Nate.
Perfect. First off, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there, including you guys.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you too, man.
You guys have hinted at most of these takes already, but my personal opinion, Kirk Cousins is back. I know it wasn't a comeback, but Kirk Cousins is back. My second point, great job by the offensive line, I thought, tonight, especially after that debacle from the Cowboys game. And then finally, my hottest, strongest Vikings take from today. JJ will go down as the best wide receiver in Vikings history.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah, it's a hot take. It's a hot take, but
it's hot.
But it's not piping hot. Look at this guy. Watch him play.
It's
Look
hot.
at his numbers, everything.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's hot. But
He's going to do it for. He basically has to do it for 10 years. If he does it for 7 more years, he's the greatest receiver in Vikings history, right?
I think so. I honestly think he's better than Randy Moss just because he never takes a play off.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could get into a pretty good discussion about why Jefferson seems to be a better fit as a teammate for sure. So yes, but I mean Moss was special, and as I've always said, Moss changed the game completely. I think it's a hot take, but it's not. I mean, it's getting more and more plausible because this is greatness. Like, this is not a good player. This is not a great player. This goes beyond that. This is a flat-out superstar, one of the best, if not the best. And the thing that I love about this kid is, when does he shine? In the biggest games.
Yeah.
You know, you're telling me tonight, if you take away Jefferson and you put in receiver X, and let's say he's good, let's say he's a Pro Bowl player, are you telling me that Kirk Cousins wins this game? Because I'm telling you he doesn't.
No.
You need this guy to throw to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will say this, Judd, real quickly. Can't go around with the Mountain Dew, sir.
Well, they don't sponsor us, so I'm really loath to talk about them much. But you are correct, and I love the caffeine rush right now. My heart is palpitating.
Well, I live just south of Minnesota, so I don't get any Surly's. But if I do get to Minneapolis someday, we'll be sure to try to get it before I die at some point.
Yes, please do. Thank you for coming on. Happy Thanksgiving.
Peace out.
Love the hottest, strongest Vikings take there. Let's keep it rolling here. Vikings Vent Line. Vikings win 33-26.
Absolutely. Let's go to Cody next now on Vikings Vent Line. Cody, what's up, man?
Hey, guys, you got me?
Yeah.
Yep, I got you.
Sweet. So first time caller. I've listened for a long time. Love you guys. I drive an hour to work, to and from. So you guys are pretty much my source of entertainment.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Cody.
So I got a few points. I'll try to make them quick. I'm known to be a talker, so I'll try to not. But seriously, guys, give JJ all the money he wants. I mean, he deserves it at this point. Whatever he wants, give him a check, write it. This is what you get, buddy. Kirk looked awesome today, even without a running game, basically. Excellent pocket presence. He stepped up a lot. You know, he was looking for Thielen, even when Jefferson was triple covered in that one play for a touchdown. That was unbelievable that he actually saw Thielen in the corner there. And then last point I want to make on our defense is giving up almost 400 yards to Mac Jones is kind of pathetic. I think that's pretty bad. I mean, just giving up chunk plays after chunk plays after chunk plays. I mean, and we blitzed a few times, which looked awesome. I mean, do that a little bit more, and you might see some results, even with your fifth string cornerback in. But that's all I want to say today. Thanks, guys.
Great stuff, Cody. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, Mac Jones threw for 382, 10 yards per throw, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Probably the greatest game of his career. I think with some of the injuries, I mean, the Vikings are down to Shelley Island here, like dudes they're just plucking off the street at this point. No, so there's been some injury problems with the defense that already lacked depth, but I think they thought there's no way let's just let Mac Jones wear himself out. There's no way that dude's going to make enough plays. But the Patriots dialed up some big screen game passes. Mac Jones made some big throws down the field, a couple dimes, like 30, 40 yards down the field. So maybe some of it is the Vikings said Mac Jones isn't going to beat us. And he did. And he made some ridiculous throws, some of the best throws of his career. I'm not trying to take the Vikings defense off the hook, but I think that's probably what the game plan was.
I think Donatel's afraid to blitz because if they blitz him, it means that they have to go basically into single coverage, and they were afraid of that because Shelley. Yeah. I mean, they did their damnedest, and it worked at times to get around the fact that if he got isolated, it was going to be a problem, and we did see it a couple times. He broke up the play in the first half on the fade, which was a nice play, but I think that was a concern. I'll give you another concern too, and this is an injury-related problem. Za'Darius Smith's knee is not right.
Yeah,
and he hasn't looked like the same guy in 2-3 weeks now. I mean, this guy went from being what I would argue was a dominant defensive presence to sort of just a shell of that. And so I don't know how you fix that because you can't just bring in a guy and have him be as effective as Za'Darius was previously. So I think that's a long-term concern for this season, and I don't know if you can fix it.
Yeah. Real quick, and thank you there's just thousands of people hanging out with us here late at night. Hopefully you've got your Surly buzz on and you took your tryptophan nap a few hours ago. But we are up through Sunday. From now through Sunday, if you use the promo code Black Friday, and you go ahead and fire this, Dex, there's your Mr. Fourth Quarter comeback hoodies and tees available. Victory Monday hoodies and tees. Everything in the SKOR North shop. SKORNorth.com/shop. is 15% off through Sunday with the promo code Black Friday. All one word, Black Friday. So SKORNorth.com/shop if you want a little early holiday present or a stocking stuffer, or if you just love the fourth quarter comeback king, the fourth quarter pharaoh, Mr. Game-winning drive, the late game luminary, the dagger doctor himself.
What? You like that on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yes. 6 on the season. Count them. 1 for the other thumb. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Vikings Vent Line on the Purple Daily YouTube channel.
Let's go to our guy Jay here now. Jay, what's up?
What's up, Jay?
How are you?
Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, I got a couple of takes, but real quick. Chains go out to the fans this week, boys. Chains go out to the fans after having to watch that debacle against Dallas. Chains go out to the fans. One thing I noticed on offense really quick before I kind of get into defense, since I got the EK jersey on, KJ Osborne was double covered on that Adam Thielen touchdown. KJ had a cornerback and a linebacker on him. JJ had a corner and 2 safeties on him. So I don't know what the hell happened there, but that was one of the worst coached Patriots teams I have ever seen in my life. And we won't even get into how bad their special teams was. But just, wow, some of their blown responsibilities on their defense.
Yep.
Yeah, if you watch that touchdown again, so Justin Jefferson came across from the left to the right side and carried 3 defenders with him. And then Thielen comes over the top and has a ton of separation. And I'll say that was maybe my favorite Kirk Cousins play of the game, too. Because if you notice, so he gets to the top of his drop, and there was some pressure coming like on the top end of the play. And he took like 3 aggressive steps up to give give himself room and to give Thielen time to clear out to the corner of the end zone. Yes, it was a great play by Cousins.
And now I do want to talk about the defense. I think we got to kind of calm down just a little bit on how much we're flaming these guys. I know Bill Belichick and whoever game planned on offense had a great game plan to take advantage of both our terrible secondary, and they also cut Za'Darius Smith every other play. So he was on the ground almost every other play, and they were doubling him, they were chipping him, they were doing everything they could to take him out. And I do think that Ed Donatel does need to get a little bit more courage with that blitz, because Mac Jones turned into a turducken on every single one of those blitzes. Shout out to John Madden.
Yes. Amen, brother. That's exactly right.
Great stuff, Jay. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for coming on, man.
Guys. Thank
Great
you.
hat. See you, man. Love the hat.
The John Madden tributes today had old Macadac feeling dusty a couple times.
You get a little teared up?
We
talking
all
their
grew up
turducken?
on that guy. All of us did. Everyone grew up on that guy.
He was Thanksgiving, man. He was part of Thanksgiving.
Yes, he was. Let's keep the party going here. Vikings vent line.
Let's go next to Dadrian. Dadrian, what's up, man? You're on.
Hey!
For you.
What's up, boys? What's up, boys? Sports Dad, you get none of this because I love you. Macadac, I love you too. But I remember when you said that I can't believe the Lions traded T.J. Hawkinson, and then I'm just like, yeah, but they're not that good of a franchise. But man, Philly drafted Rigger before J.J. That's a fucked up franchise. Oh, that's a bad franchise. That's a bad franchise.
No.
That's a bad franchise. I'm sorry.
You're making Declan's life work now.
No, Declan, I love you because back in the day when you guys had like 600 followers, you said something, there's nothing like a dip in Lake Superior. And I was like, that's my man. I'd love to apply to be this Canadian sports correspondent, if I can, if that's okay. But I'll tell you this, guys. Our punter and Hawkinson won the game for us today. Like, as much as JJ is amazing, and he is probably the best Vikings player, like everyone has said, those two guys destroyed the game today. Like they're the only reason we won. And I love that we got Hawkinson for what, a second and a third, and got a 2 4th and a 5th back. That's an absurd trade. So thank you, Kwesi. I'm so happy the Zimmer era is gone because I've been a Vikings fan for like 20 years, which means I probably am only gonna live till I'm 60. So please win it before we die, boys. Shout out to the Chill Boys. Shout out to Surly. And, I got my dogs from Nutristore, so.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Dadrian coming in hot. Happy Thanksgiving, Dadrian. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, dude.
Amazing.
So Hawk was real good tonight, I thought, and caught the touchdown pass. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say Justin Jefferson basically won that game.
Yeah, I think Hawkinson's been amazing seasoning so far, right? He's coming in.
And he caught the touchdown tonight. That's good.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. The magic number shrunk in part because Dan Campbell, the end of that Lions game, one of the, we could talk about at some point, the end of that game, though, the clock, I don't even want to call it clock management. It wasn't management of any sort, but it helped the Vikings because now it gets the magic number to clinch the division down. It
now,
wasn't management.
Doesn't everyone in the division has at least 7 losses, and so the Vikings' magic number is 2.
Yes.
So any combination of 2 Vikings wins and or 2 losses of each of those other teams is.
And this is week 11, right?
Technically week 12, right? Because the Vikings had a.
Anyway, yes. Thank you, Dan Campbell. Nice work.
Yes. Yep. I'm searching for podium quotes here too that might be relevant. KOC up at the podium says Kirk Cousins was phenomenal tonight. I can't say enough about the protection as well. So it is funny. He was interviewed after the first quarter because NBC does the like the NBA games. They just pull the coach aside after the first quarter, and she said, "What happened on the interception?" And Kevin O'Connell said, "I thought the protection held up well. We have to make a better decision on that play."
Correct.
We meaning Kirk Cousins. So pretty candid, right? He kind of throws Kirk under the bus there in the middle of the game on national television. And he's right. I mean, there was a little pressure up the middle, but it was just a bad throw, kind of similar to the one from, was it the Buffalo interception over the middle?
It was exactly like, in fact, I think Osborne was the intended target on both of them.
Same play, probably.
Because it sailed. And on this one, his footwork was all screwed up.
Yep.
He's falling backwards, and he just throws it, and it's nowhere near Osborne.
KOC also said we got to continue to improve and not need to have setbacks to find our best. That's been the theme for the entire season so far. Yep. So we'll keep an eye out for any other relevant quotes coming from the post game here. Happy Thanksgiving to anyone who's just jumping in here. Again, if you could click the subscribe button and the like button on the Purple Daily YouTube channel, then we will then give you daily Vikings entertainment across all 7 days every single week as we continue to ride this Vikings train. 9-2. Who's next on Vikings Ventline?
All right, let's go now to John in Jacksonville. John, what's up, man?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you guys, too. So, just a quick explanation real quick. I'm the appointed by the CEO of Vikings Twitter, the director of YouTube Vikings hype videos.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. Go check
I've
out
seen
my
you
stuff.
around the office. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Virtually, you really don't see each other that much.
No, I saw John at the water cooler on Tuesday.
okay,
Actually,
all right.
yeah,
That's exactly
Yep.
right. Hey, I just want to say, man, this team is something else. I've never seen this before in all my years of rooting for the Vikings. I believe we are a team of destiny, and I'm going to have a video come out soon to relay that thought. So
I love it.
go ahead and check it out.
The teaser.
Yeah,
Tweet
yeah,
it
yeah.
to us so we can retweet it to our peeps.
I
as
will.
well, okay?
Yeah, I will.
Awesome, man.
I just got to say, this team continues to surprise me from a 40-3 blowout loss that just blows my mind. Where I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? To tonight, where it's like it's the first time that we're beating Bill Belichick since 2000. You know,
is that true?
I think so.
2002, I believe 2000.
2000. I think it was week 3, and Patrick Mahomes, I believe, turned 5 years old on the day the Vikings won that game.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you, Judd.
They haven't
Thank
played
you,
the
Sports
Patriots
Dad.
a lot.
You're
but
welcome.
That's amazing. Yeah,
You're welcome.
John, we appreciate your contributions to the Purple Daily Leadership Cabinet. We look forward to your YouTube hype video, man. All right, see you soon.
It's coming soon. All right, Skull Vikes. Let's go.
All right, there
Love
he
it.
is. There he is. I love it when our leadership cabinet makes appearances on Vikings Vent Line. Hold on, I just see this is so stupid. I just saw a comment in the YouTube. I get triggered by some of these. James Lyon says, Mackey always gets his shot in on Kirk. He never disappoints on his hatred for Kirk. You're a true fan, LOL. Criticism, justifiable criticism of a player is not hatred. If we're just having a conversation about the good and the bad, okay, so all the people that jump on here and rip the defense, well, then you guys are all haters. You don't believe what? You don't believe in the Vikings? You don't believe in the defense? Why don't you support Ed Donatel, Judd? Why don't you hate
right now?
John in Jacksonville? Why don't you all you guys? Oh, you're haters. Why don't you support Ed Donatel? Or you're a
Greg
fraudulent
Joseph
Vikings fan?
Yeah.
I despise that line of thinking, that you can't criticize justifiably the things you want to be better, or you are a hater in today's sports landscape, apparently.
Yeah.
Get lost with that. But happy Thanksgiving, James. Appreciate you watching Vikings Vent Line tonight on the Purple Daily YouTube channel.
This one's for you.
All right, who's next?
All right, let's go next to Ryan now on Vikings Vent Line. Hey Ryan, how are you?
Pretty good. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, dude.
Perfect.
We
Yeah.
got you.
Huge fan of the show. So I know you guys have heard it time and time again, but at some point this kicking game is going to cost us somewhere down the road, whether it be at home in the playoffs or whatnot.
When has kicking ever caused the Vikings problems? You alarmist.
This is yes.
And then I just got one more thing. Thanks, because my 11-year-old, I got him hooked on your show, and now he just trolls every time the Packers lost. We got to listen to Packer Vent Line.
Oh, beautiful.
Great
Good dad right there. Yeah,
Wave the flag.
Love to hear. Well,
Here-
Judd can't bring it to the press
Oh.
box, but you know, there we go. He can, yes.
There's the hypothetical
All right.
flag. There you
Thanks,
go. You'll see
guys.
it tomorrow morning.
School
Thanks,
fight.
Ryan. Appreciate you, Ryan. Appreciate you.
Yes, I promise. It's at home, and Stella will get it out for me, and we will wave it in the morning.
Here, I can. Maybe what I can do is I can
feel
hold
like I
up
got
this
one somewhere.
this like vintage Vikings football from the '80s.
Just
and
throw
I
it
can
at the camera, and it's there.
There we go. That's some sort. I have a purple Pride towel from 1998 somewhere.
Oh, wow.
It's in
Oh,
some
yeah,
sort of
you gotta
memorabilia box.
Oh, you got to find that. Purple Pride,
Got the
Purple
Christmas
Pride.
decorations are half in here. My golf clubs that have to be washed this weekend are in here. It's just a crap ton of stuff.
First
That's in
world
the background.
problems for
Yeah,
Declan.
very much.
Although,
first
you know,
world
boys, when we're talking about Greg Joseph's problems, we probably don't want to bring up the 98 season too much.
Dude, how
Too
about
much.
how weird is so I think statistically he's the best kicker on field goals under 50 yards this season.
Mm-hmm.
He's perfect. But he's the worst kicker on 50 plus yard field goals and extra points.
Right, but that's what's going to cost you a game. Like that's the very
the extra
essence.
points and the 50-yarders are the things that you need from your kicker more than anything.
Because you played a good game, but you played the 49ers, and it's and you're down by 3 or something, right? And now you've gotten into a 52-yard field goal situation and out trots the man formerly known as Greg. Exactly. It's a blueprint for what's going to screw you.
The leg nickname needs to be retired for a while, I think. Until further
notice. Haters, definitely.
Haters.
Yeah, there it is again. Why don't you guys support the kicker?
Yeah.
So why are you hating on the kicker?
I'm trying to troubleshoot is all I'm doing.
No, you're being a hater. No, you're being a hater.
I troubleshoot. Sports Dad troubleshoots. Tells Kevin O'Connell.
I love fans are walking by the press box yelling at Sports Dad now too.
Yeah, I have 2 people that did Sports Dad. It's like I said, I love you guys. I said, drink your Surleys, be good kids, but I love you guys.
Eat your vegetables, drink your Surleys. Okay,
good kids.
Make sure you get your
Fire
cardio
chill
in.
boys.
But know that Sports Dad loves you. That's exactly right. Yep. And go to the Park Tavern.
That's parktavern.com.
Right, .net, actually.
Who is next on Vikings Ventline?
All right, let's go to Eric now on Vikings Ventline. What's up, Eric? How are you?
Hey, guys. Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too?
Yeah, dude, you too.
Couple things. Right now, this is not a playoff defense, and I don't know if it's Ed Donatel or if it's the people that we have on the team right now. So I don't know what your take is on that. But the second thing that I have, and the thing that I'm most proud of as a Viking fan, is I think, when you are regular working class stiff, right? You hear about all these things like office culture. And I think the Vikings office culture has gotten so much better this year.
Yep.
I mean, when you think of Kirk Cousins and you think of Kirko, Kirk Cousins is kind of a nerd, but I think he's embraced that nerdism.
Yeah.
And the team has embraced that nerdism.
Yes,
with
I
the
love
chains and everything. It's like when the Twins had the piranhas,
Yep.
and when they did the whole thing when they got on base.
Smell them. They did smell them.
They did smell them. Yes. Thank you.
Mike Redmond.
I think it's just like a culture thing. Like their culture has improved so much.
Mm-hmm.
The defense, though, guys, it kind of has me worried because you got Dallas out there, you got San Francisco out there. Those guys can play defense. We can't. We can't. Thank you.
No, these are good.
Thanks.
These are good points. Appreciate you coming on. I'd like to see. I don't know how you can have Daniil Hunter and Za'Darius Smith, and just like not get pressure for the majority of 2 games. Now, but Za'Darius, maybe his knee is operating at 50% or something. That's
definitely slowed down. Yep. They have. I would argue that they probably have a playoff defense. Do they have a championship defense? No. So keep in mind, 7 teams in each conference make the playoffs. So I wouldn't say that they don't belong. Like their defense gives up a ton of yards, but they've done a good enough job to help win 9 games. So I would say they are a playoff defense. Are they a championship one? No. So his point is valid, and it's a concern. Like there would be some point where that would almost certainly be a problem.
Yeah. We did mention Park Tavern a little bit ago. Let's actually mention our new friends at Park Tavern here. And I am planning to be in the Twin Cities for a couple days, and you and I, it's just going to be. We're calling it impromptu, but since we're telling people, it's really not going to be impromptu. But we're going to
call it that, though. It sounds good.
It's an impromptu. You and I are going to hang out and watch some Monday Night Football on Monday night at Park Tavern in St. Louis Park.
Yes, in fact, and so I checked with them, and they said let's plan it for what they call the 11th lane, which is the bar when you go into your right. So it's not the first bar, but yeah, let's drink some Surleys. Let's have some fun. Hopefully, Dex can show up as well. I believe my friend Dave from Surly is going to be there. So. Yes, Park Tavern, St. Louis Park, off of Louisiana Avenue South for the Monday night game this week or this coming week. Phil Mackey will be making an appearance. It's going to be great fun. Let's have some fun and celebrate a 9-2 football team with the Vikings.
Yeah. I got to think too, Declan. A lot of people were having some fun on Underdog today. You got 3 football games, maybe a little
Except for
buzz
Declan
on Thanksgiving.
Declan probably lost again, but everyone else did great.
It doesn't really matter what I do. I want the listeners to have success. Look at Russell here. Okay, this is how you cash in a nice little Thanksgiving parlay here. Okay, so he got a little 5-pick parlay that hit for 1,000 big ones. Okay, he
Russell.
took over on receptions for
Nice.
T.J. Hawkinson. He went over with Kirk Cousins passing attempts, or over on J.J. receptions. Rounded off with a couple other random things too, right? With Josh Allen and Stevenson too. So he made those picks on Underdog Fantasy. If you want to join Underdog Fantasy, if you want to be like Russell, and if you want to show me how to make the right picks, please go and do so at Underdog Fantasy with promo code SKOR. SKOR, and they'll actually match your first deposit up to $100. Go join Underdog Fantasy, which is the best and easiest way to play fantasy sports. And please keep showing us those slips. Congrats to everyone who's been winning big on Underdog Fantasy. They support SKOR North. We appreciate them.
Boom. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Vikings Vent Line, the most fan-friendly interactive show in all of Minnesota sports. Who's next?
All right, let's go. Is it Stefan?
Yeah, that's right. Stefan.
What's
School
up,
from
Stefan?
Toronto, Canada. How are you guys?
We're good, man. How's your night going here? A little Vikings victory for you.
It's going great. I called around this time last year. I think I told you guys I have a routine of angry texting and calling with my dad, who lives in Montreal, as we watch the Vikings games, and this goes back to 1998. But I got to tell you guys, I didn't think they would pull it off tonight. Just going into this game with the injuries they had on a short week, coming off that loss, I thought, you know what? I don't think this is going to send them into tailspin, but I don't think they win this game. I don't think they beat Belichick, with the rookies they have playing in key positions on the O-line and in the secondary. But they came through. They came through big time. And the guys who needed to make plays made plays. And no, it was a really big win all around. And I think, I think they would have been okay even having lost this game. But I think winning this game shows a lot of character of this team, that they came through in a key moment. They showed a lot of character, and no, it's very encouraging. And now they don't have to ruminate on what would have been potentially a very understandable loss for the next 10 days. And they can build that momentum going into the Jets game.
Yeah, Stefan, great stuff, man. Thanks for coming on Vikings Vent Line. I think, too, to his point, it did not feel at all like Kevin O'Connell was outcoached or overwhelmed by Bill Belichick. In fact, you could argue that Kevin O'Connell's team was a hell of a lot more disciplined throughout 3 hours than Bill Belichick's team was.
Yes.
You could say that the Patriots outplayed the Vikings in some key areas. I mean, the yardage would sort of speak that way, and the Vikings defense, but Kevin O'Connell did a really good job against, let's face it, the greatest coach of all time and the greatest short week coach statistically of all time, too. There's some crazy numbers about Belichick on short weeks going back like 20 years.
To get your team back after what transpired 4 days ago and to beat the Patriots in a primetime game with a quarterback who's known to have struggled at times in prime time, I have a hard time picking apart O'Connell's performance and saying, well, yes, the defense has issues. They've got guys hurt, too. Everybody does. I think the fact that Blake Brandel, I believe, gave up 1 sack. I mean, they had 4 days to prepare him, but Christian Darrisaw is having a all-pro season. So I think O'Connell put on a very impressive performance tonight.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to the guests here, Vikings Vent Line.
All right, let's go next to Bill on Vikings Vent Line. Bill, how are you, man? Welcome to the show.
Gentlemen, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, dude. Yeah.
I got like 3-4 things. I'll bump through these real quick. One, defense. I feel like we can't blow people out because we don't have the defense to blow people out. And I don't know if it's defense all that bad, scheme all that bad. Just watching it, the linebackers are never in position. I'm not saying they're slow, and they're just never where they're supposed to be. All right, that's the negative. So
yeah, no,
I got a hot take.
I joked about this on Twitter that if there was a logo for the Vikings defense, it would be Jordan Hicks trailing a running back by like 6 yards or something.
I saw that 100%. 100%. A hot take, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. Kirk Cousins is the best fourth quarter quarterback in the league.
That was gonna be my hot take tomorrow. That literally was gonna be my hot take tomorrow.
Are you serious?
Oh,
You just
I just took
stole
his
my
hot take.
You can stick with it, Dex. You can stick with it. It's still.
I don't know what.
I
Right?
wrote it
Yeah, you
down
can still
in my
take
It's
notes.
good fodder. It's good fodder.
I don't know what happens after the third quarter if he goes to the sideline, slams a Surly, lights up a cigarette, smokes it in one drag, puts his chain on.
Put the
You
chain
know what I
on.
mean? He says, "All right, let's go play ball." But something
damn
happens
chains
in
on,
that
Turco.
time, and he just goes at it. I love it.
It's hilarious, man. It is. He's been ridiculous.
You know what
He's
I think
been
part of it
ridiculous.
is, you guys? I think part of it is this. Because of the fact the Vikings so often have trailed, I think what we're seeing now is a pattern of there's an urgency and there is a need to find your best player. And again, this is why I go back to if you replace Justin Jefferson with a good but not unbelievable player, I think Kirk's okay, but he's not this good. But I mean,
No.
Justin Jefferson in the last 2 wins has made arguably, I think, 3 catches that are stupid.
Yep.
Oh, I agree.
Look at Judd throwing the word stupid around.
Right.
here.
They're
I
just
feel like
stupid.
he's adding like gunslinger to his
can.
repertoire. You know what I mean? Just
But you
slightly because
can.
of Jefferson.
Exactly.
And it's fine. Like, we keep,
All right.
Matthew Stafford. It's we talk about the Rams all the time because that's where
Right.
KFC came from. Matthew Stafford led the league in interceptions,
Yes.
and they won a Super Bowl. You know,
Yep.
I don't want Kirk to throw 18 picks or whatever it was, but like the
Right.
upside of constantly hunting down the field kind of
And I
overrides
feel like he's gotten-
the interceptions.
Right. I feel like he's getting better at it every week at doing that. All right.
Mhm.
My third thing, we talk about drafting a quarterback. I don't want to draft a quarterback right now. I want to extend Kirk 2 more years on top of his. And then slowly over the next 3 weeks, or the next 3 seasons, I'm going to start to sell this team off. Dalvin Cook, get a draft pick, get draft pick, get draft pick. Stack as many draft picks and trade everything you got to get Manning.
Wow. You said the young Manning.
Yes.
So what would
He's going to be a
would
freshman.
that be 2025?
So he's going to be a freshman.
2025.
next
I like. Wow. I like the 5-year plan here is very impressive, Bill.
And I think
you're a very,
Kirk's
very
got
responsible, organized guy. This is great.
See, hey, I'm doing what I can. Hey, one more thing. I just got a question. This Randy and Cottage Grove guy, is he real or is this like Judd, like 12 Surly's in alter ego? Like,
I wish.
He's real. He's real to us. He
Oh, man.
he started calling into the radio edition of Vikings Vent Line like 9
Right.
years ago, and he did show up at the
fair.
state fair wearing a Percy Harvin jersey and Zubas like 5 years ago or something.
And
he,
ran
and,
away.
he, and he walked up to the microphone and asked a question on our live show, and then he just kind of like
and it started
before
from
we
there.
but, you know, when we were in the middle of a segment, we kind of wanted to talk to him afterwards, but he just like wandered off to the Pronto Pup booth
Sort
or
of
something.
bolted
so-
down the street,
Yeah.
but he did.
Touchdown shots.
Right on. Hey, you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Love the show. Keep it going.
Thanks,
Awesome,
Bill.
man. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you.
Swiping my hot takes for tomorrow. That's all right. I love it.
I think it's great fodder because we can then kind of react to it. So you should keep it.
Okay.
You should keep it. It's okay that
Just
it's been
gotta add a
spoiled.
little, add a little Kirk Cousins audible to it. Triple sack, go, as he likes to say when he's on the line,
Dude,
basically.
I have one little nitpick that I guess we're gonna do our nitpicks tomorrow too, but I love that he is making more checks at the line of scrimmage than I could ever remember under the Mike
yeah.
Zimmer Kubiak system, which is great. And Kevin O'Connell even said after the game, he continues to take more ownership of the offense. But sometimes, I would say like 5 times a game, he will can a play. When he yells can, it means can the first play go with the second play. And he'll do it with like 2 seconds on the play clock. Like that.
Yeah, and
he had one.
it'll
he
run
got
out
pissed-
sometimes.
He got pissed today, and
Yeah.
KOC saved him with a timeout.
That
But he
was- yeah.
spiked the ball, and it's like, I love that he's taking ownership, but you might want to start that process
You know
of
what?
canning a play with at least 5 seconds left on the play clock.
And here's the difference between fourth quarter Kirk and why Kirk is good, I think, at taking chances then when things are more desperate. In the first 3 quarters in the first half, though it's a little bit frustrating, he checks to a lot of runs.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you got 18 on the field. Like,
Delvin was not himself today, too.
No,
You could
he
tell he
was
was
not.
banged up.
He was not. But you know, when a pass for KJ Osborne gets picked, I am a little bit like, really? if a first half pass for JJ gets picked, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, take that shot again. So like, I'm not saying you can't check to runs, but he seems to love to check to runs at times. It's like, again, Kirk Chains needs to start to come out to play a little bit earlier than he is right now. I think that's the key. I'm not saying get dumb, but I am saying I think Kirk Chains, Kirk Cousins plays at least the first half, if not into the third quarter. Kirk Chains, I think, needs to come out a little bit.
He did, by the way. He told the media he took note of the Kirk Chains Jr. in the stands today with the shirt off and said that kid was tremendous. The Vikings need to hire him as a team mascot.
He also told he was talking. Will Raggets has this from SI. Says Kirk Cousins says Adam Thielen came over to him before the game and shared an encouraging word. Quote: Cousins said, "At times it almost brings me to tears how much these guys support me and have my back." End quote.
Then you know what? Put the chains back on after wins and understand, dude, you are simultaneously the quarterback and mascot.
So here's another one.
Put him back on.
God, Kirk has been so enlightening in his press conferences this year compared to previous years. He just feels more free, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "We're winning, so talking to you guys has been easier this year," meaning the media, "but I'm not playing any better. If anything, I come here trying to force a smile because I'm thinking, gosh, I need to play better."
Yep.
And then Sam Ekstrom said Kirk Cousins was as loose as I've ever seen him tonight at the podium, going in-depth about play calls, dissecting plays he wants back, talking about how he feels empowered by the staff, joking about the chain-wearing kid in the Jumbotron. I think, this is the observation we talked about a couple days ago on Purple Daily too, that everything seems better except Kirk in terms of like productivity, because his numbers are a career low. Today was one of his best like statistical performances of the year.
Yep.
That the offensive line is largely better than it's been since he got here, and Justin Jefferson is a Hall of Famer, basically just blossoming into his prime, and they got TJ Hawkinson now, and the play calling and the scheme are way better, and the culture is better, and he is the one that has not quite lived up to his normal numbers. He just hasn't. But I think what it's also showing you is he's been so great late, high leverage, down by 10, down by a touchdown. We need a drive right now in the fourth quarter. And he has delivered time and time again in those high leverage spots.
Right.
That if you're great in those instances, it so much more overrides being meh in the other parts of the game. And for large chunks of his career, it's kind of the other way around, where he was great on the scripted drive, then he was great kind of in the middle, and then he would just falter in the fourth quarter or late, 4-minute drill or whatever it is.
But the difference to me is this, and it's why Diggs wanted out. Diggs looked at himself and rightfully said, I am akin to what Jefferson is for this team now. Give me the ball when it matters most. I mean, Kirk can make those throws, right? But you sure as hell don't want them going to Osborne. And Thielen, if there is any yak involved now, is hopeless. Hawkinson's better at that. Thielen cannot break away. He just can't. But when you have Jefferson, that's look at the fourth quarter. He's making these high-risk throws. Jefferson can catch them. And his throws are good enough that he deserves credit. But that's what I'm saying is Kirk Cousins plays large portions of game. And then Chain shows up, and Chain's is cutting her loose. And Jefferson's catching the passes. Yeah. Like that to me, and Diggs was probably right. What Diggs' point was probably is feature me in the fourth quarter and we'll work this out. It's why he didn't hate Kirk. He hated the system. This system is designed around when the pressure is on, what are we going to do? They look for one guy, 18, which they should. That's what I love, and that's where Cousins gets full credit for orchestrating comebacks by making risky throws, because Justin Jefferson 8 out of 10 times is going to catch the ball.
Yep. Vikings Vent Line here, about an hour into the show here. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button and the like button on the Purple Daily YouTube channel in this video, and we can help grow this community that you guys are helping us build. Daily Vikings Entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. That's our mantra on this show and on the daily Purple Daily episode. So, Dex, who is next on Vent Line?
Yeah, let's go to Micah next. Micah, what's up, man?
Hey, aloha, everybody.
What's up, dude?
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
What a great way to really just end Thanksgiving. I'm here in Hawaii, so perfect timing. as I'm eating my turkey, as I'm eating my stuffing. You know, what a way just to top it off. And I wish we had some fireworks to end the night. But my points here are, you know, special teams minus the always random missed PAT. He always somehow misses it, you know. Other than that, it was great punting and also that beautiful return by, what's his name? Sorry, Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny Wangwu. Yeah, man.
Yeah, beautiful return. Second is JJ. Man, that dude is a beast. I'm glad that I have his signed jersey, signed pictures. You know, that's just going up in value each and every catch he makes. You know, I would never sell it, but you know that always makes me happy, puts a smile on my face. And lastly, not the best performance by the defense, but they showed up when it mattered, and they took away, you know, potential touchdowns and a PAT to for, you know, the other team to you know, either tie us or beat us. So just a great way to end the night. And also one last thing before I log off here is someone get Kirk Cousins some grills, baby.
We did the grill. The grills need to be the next step for sure. Yes. Micah, happy Thanksgiving to you, man.
Yeah. Take care. Aloha.
All right. Aloha in Hawaii. Let's keep it rolling here. Vikings Vent Line. Who's the next guest?
All right. Let's go next to Skull Tanner. Tanner, what's up, man? How are you?
So, dude, I joined you guys week 2 during the Philadelphia loss. I was Irv Butterbrick Jr. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm giving my real name this time, but yeah, dude, I've been watching you guys for a while. You guys take up probably 16 to 20 hours of my week between the 2 podcasts of
Awesome,
the week.
man.
You know?
Thank you.
Get me through work. I appreciate that. I got a few things for you guys. So we're 3-1 against the AFC East. I think that's a big thing to pride ourselves on. I mean, that's been a pretty dominant part of the NFL for the past few years. We have had some blown out losses to the NFC East, but you know, it is what it is. Coming off of a big win against Buffalo, and then coming into the game against the Cowboys, it's kind of like, it reminds me of the NFC Championship in 2017. You know, it's kind of that you're just riding this high that you can't really get over. Besides that, you guys always talk about the teeth clenching of Kirk Cousins. I gotta say, there was one time when they put the camera on him, and he wasn't clenching his teeth. He actually was like, he seemed kind of sound. He was kind of like upset about everything, but his teeth wasn't clenching. You know, he seemed after a bad play to be kind of in his mindset to just be driven forward to the next play.
Yeah.
And I feel like a big thing of that is Justin Jefferson. This man is everything that this team is surrounded by. But like, even on our secondary, when it comes to defense, our defense, 382 yards from Mac Jones or whatever it was, that's horrible. But it's also like Duke Shelley had some good plays. He's making plays in the red zone, but within, you know, the 20 to the 20 on either side, that's when they're giving up the big plays. It's what you play in the red zone. And it seems like the first touchdown to Jacoby Myers was 30-plus yards, Hunter Henry, all these things. It wasn't really anything that was in a man-on-man. It was mainly like a Tampa 2 defense kind of zone. It seems like our zone defense is the problem when it comes down to it. Other than that, I feel like the punting. That man Ryan Wright is a baller. He's like LeBron James as a punter. He just
he's a football player, man.
Yeah, man.
Like he's a football player.
Yeah, he's a flopper. That flop was awesome.
You have to. And you have to do that. That's the thing. People are like, oh, that's BS, whatever. But no, that's just how the game is played. I mean, there's many players in this league that will be very expressive on certain plays just to get that penalty drawn. And I think that is just downright, that is football to a T.
Football.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, and also the separation. So there's many plays tonight where it was back and forth. JJ was not only making contested catches, like that catch when he had on the left side up the field, and he got hit right when he caught the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
Yes.
Come on. That is
that's
crazy. Like, that's the thing. People say, oh, he's just a separation guy. He's going to go deep downfield. He's a skinny guy. He's going to get hit, and he's going to drop the ball. No, he makes the catches when he has to. and he will take a hit. That's the thing that inspires me so much about him, is that people always put this perspective on who he is as a player. Oh, well, he's a deep threat, or he's a guy who's going to catch the ball at this time, but there's really nothing that you can ever dignify as who Justin Jefferson is. He continuously just impresses us every week on another aspect of his play that is something that we've really never seen in the NFL. I mean, 1,232 yards on 81 receptions is tied with is 84 yards over the tied receptions of Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Pretty much what I'm saying is they have the tied receptions. He has 84 more yards, but he's leading the league right now. And it's a big thing to say for it, is that when you have Tua and this fast offensive, Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle, all these other players, they have big time downfield plays with the quarterback underthrowing him. Justin Jefferson is the kind of guy where it doesn't matter if he has separation or if he has contested catches, he's going to get the ball either way.
He can do them both, absolutely.
And that's what separates him from everybody else. He's the best wide receiver in the league, and I will say that on record, no doubt. He is the best wide receiver in the National Football League right now.
Yeah.
And I hope one day everybody can give the respect, even though he's a Viking. It's the fact that he's a Viking is why he's not this. If he was on the Cowboys and he was doing this, he would be
If he was on the Jaguars, though, we dismiss him.
Exactly.
There's very few teams but yeah, he is phenomenal. So
yeah, Tanner, thanks for
man.
coming
Thanks,
on,
Tanner.
dude. Great points. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Let's keep it rolling here. Vikings Vent Line on the Purple Daily YouTube channel.
All right, let's go to is it DJ Man 09?
Yeah, DJ Man. Y'all can just call me DJ.
What's up, DJ?
Can y'all hear me? What's
Yeah,
up?
we got you.
How you guys doing?
We're
I just
loving
want to
life.
say I've been listening to you guys for a couple of years now. I'm a chef in Colorado at a brew pub. So if y'all ever out here, come check us out. Jeb, we got a beer for you.
On my way.
But been a lifelong Vikings fan through my family. But just want to say it's awesome to be on the show. I'm usually listening to you guys way later after you broadcast this, so it's awesome to be on. But just a couple of takes from today. JJ is that dude. He is that dude. Best receiver in the NFL right now and probably Vikings history. But also, we really missed Christian Darrisaw today. We really missed him. And we've got to figure out something with that defense because I think it was mentioned earlier, but going 2/3 of the game without getting pressure is not cool.
Yes. Hey, by the way, we're gonna say bye to DJ because we're losing his connection a little bit. But thank you for coming on and spreading some Vikings love here. I actually felt like they definitely missed Darrisaw. Don't get me wrong, but I actually felt like I thought it was going to be worse. I thought the offensive line was going to be worse than it was tonight. They did a good job for the first couple drives too, especially the first drive. I think they had 2 tight ends out there for a large chunk of the plays.
That's how they started the game. Yep.
And they were running some routes too, but it was just a lot of chipping, give Kirk some extra time. I think that they were trying to avoid Kirk feeling like he was being barraged, in the Yep. So just
Absolutely.
Get Kirk in a rhythm early and go from there. And they did a good job with it for the most part.
Yeah. In fact, the sack that Kirk took in the second half, in which he got obliterated when Brandel, I think, got beat by swim move, I thought that would take place 3 times.
Yeah.
So
me too.
And to Kirk's credit, that's a blindside hit. He didn't fumble.
No, that should have been a fumble.
I thought
certainly.
that ball might be out, and he didn't come close to it. So good on Kirk. But it's funny that he not only had a great game, but everything that Jefferson said he thought that they should have done against Dallas in his press conference this week, they did tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So he clearly went to him and said, we got to get rid of that ball quicker.
Yes.
And he is 1,000% right. They did, and it was a much better game plan.
All right. Bill Belichick is pissed about the Hunter Henry overturned call.
I don't disagree with him.
NFL senior vice president of officiating Walt Anderson to the Pool Reporter said he was going to the ground. The ball ended up touching the ground, and then he lost control. I will say I thought it was 100% the right call. NBC brought whoever their old officiating guy was, and he said, yeah, I mean, it's very obvious. The ball hit the ground. It moved around in his hands. He didn't survive the ground, if you will.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I thought he had the ball. The ball was on the ground, but his hand was below, so his hand shielded it. I think what they didn't like is when he rolled, it slightly came loose.
But it bobbled around. So
that's what I'm saying.
It bobbled
slightly came
around.
loose.
It's not a. It wasn't a catch, and it did. They showed another angle. It did. So the initial part had the bottom of his hand had the ball kind of blocked from the ground, but the ball, the tip of the ball as it was closer to him, that part of the ball did hit the ground. So I mean, hang on to the ball, guy.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if that comes back to bite the Vikings in the ass at some point, don't complain.
Yeah,
because that's a very subjective. I mean, to me, that was a very subjective call. But you know what? The Patriots also took a slew of some of the dumbest, stupidest penalties I've seen, and that's on them. Those were penalties. Why are you grabbing Adam Thielen's face mask?
Oh, well, football's hard, and it's fast. He wasn't trying to grab his face mask.
He can barely move. The man can barely move. Grab him by the waist and throw him down. He can't run anymore. He can't run. There's no yak there.
It's hard, yeah.
Jefferson,
it's
I would
tough.
grab his face mask because you're screwed.
Well,
Adam
that's not going to help.
Adam can't. No, but I'm saying Jefferson is going to break away. T.J. Hawkinson will too.
But
Thielen
guys, he
can't-
wasn't grabbing Thielen's face mask because he couldn't tackle him otherwise. He just accidentally grabbed his face mask
But
because
be more
football's
disciplined.
fast.
Don't be stupid. Patriots played stupid.
Patriots
tonight.
daily?
Judd just sitting
Patriots
on
played
Judd
stupid.
sitting on his couch with two tall boys and a
on
plate
my
of
couch,
stuffing.
I'm in the
"Hey,
press box yelling
hey."
down. I'm yelling down at the Patriots. Don't
You'll be
so
on your
stupid.
couch in like 2 hours yelling the same things.
I got to be right. Football. My column, which you can find at VikingsWire.com. VikingsWire.com.
Love it. All right, who's next on Vikings Vent Line? Purple Daily YouTube channel.
All right, let's go to Nathan next. Nathan, you got us okay? What's up, man?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this game tonight, it really boosted my mood for the week.
Good.
Monday, unfortunately, I found out that my grandma had been diagnosed with cancer back in August, and she got me into the Vikings fandom. She took me to a game 11 years ago, a home game in the Metrodome, and the man, Donovan McNabb, was our quarterback.
Oh my gosh.
So I have his jersey, but I have a couple other jerseys to show. Our kicker tonight needs to be institutionalized because goddamn, Ray Finkel on the bit, laces out. But I feel
Finkel and
like
Einhorn and Finkel.
But most importantly to me, I think Cousins is doing a lot more on the team and in general, like in a public sense. I feel the two losses are just one thing just leads to another, and they just can't do anything right to get out of the hole. And that's why I don his nickname to be Footsteps Kirk Cousins for Shane Falco, because he's been doing very well in the clutch versus the last few years, and he's been more mobile in my opinion, especially with his 17-yard run, but he's also been able to avoid pressure, and people are now rallying around him more than the past few years, in my opinion.
It's
Especially
now, I
tonight.
think it's now cool in that room. It's cool to be a Kirk fan. It's cool to be a Kirk supporter. And it does help when the head coach is saying, hey, guys, this is my dude right here.
Right.
He might be a little quirky and nerdy, but he's my guy. And the other head coach was like, do we have to meet on Thursdays? Really? Oh, my God. Checking his watch every 3 minutes during that 45-minute meeting.
It was KOC who triggered this by saying, get Kirko his chains.
Get Kirko those
He knows
chains.
what he knows exactly what he's doing, and I think it's a positive. I think it's fantastic. Like KOC is very good, and I don't think that this is a simple thing to do, especially in football where rosters are huge, of creating a culture and identity. Like if you look at how he has morphed things very quickly here, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. Everyone likes being around each other, which is kind of the opposite of what it felt like at the end, anyways. It wasn't like that for all 8 years, but at the end of the Mike Zimmer run there. All right, Dex, let's keep it rolling here. Vikings Vent Line.
All right, let's go to try this here. Skull TYA Catch 84.
Yes, sir.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
Long time. I used to be Alex in Texas. I changed my name.
Yeah, I
Hey.
recognize you for sure. Yeah.
So, you guys hear that clinking? 2 changes coming in the fourth quarter. You better run for your life.
Oh, here he comes. Here he comes
All right.
with the Mr. T starter kit. He's going to dagger your
So-
ass in the fourth quarter.
The fact that I live in Texas and we lost last week to the Cowgirls really made it miserable this week, especially going to my in-laws' house. They're huge Cowgirl fans. But they were nice. They laid back a little bit. But Super Bowl winning teams have lost huge before. 31-0 donut. New England versus Buffalo. 48 to 17. The Raiders lost in 76. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the 49ers 40-8-9. So you can have a stinker and still win one before we die. So Justin Jefferson is the man. The best 2 wide receivers in Vikings history both wore 18. Randy Moss wore his in preseason. So now Justin Jefferson wears his. So those 2 numbers should be retired, in my opinion. I don't think anybody else should ever wear 84. It's a travesty that people like Andre Allison and Irv Smith wear 84.
Would you guys retire number 18 before the next home game next week? They've got 3 extra days to plan. I would actually retire Justin Jefferson's jersey before the Jets game in 10 days.
I should say, if he continues his career path like he's doing.
No, I would do it now, actually.
but-
I'd put him in the Ring of Honor and retire his jersey in 10 days.
And the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Just induct him into Canton
just
right
put him
now.
in.
And
Just put him in.
They were showing on the screen. They were showing on the contest because Jason Garrett was on the broadcast. They were getting rid of the ball in 1.8 seconds. You really can't have a pass rush when you're getting rid of the ball that fast. So I don't really blame the pass rush. And then at the end of the game, when he had to throw the ball, the Vikings pass rush, showed up. So I think it was a good win because I think in the December era, they would have kept losing. They would have lost this game as well. They would have been down. Zimmer would have yelled at everybody, and then the coach, and then like Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is like, I throw an interception. Well, you know what? I'm just going to go right back out there and throw it to 18. I'm going to throw it to 17. If I make a bad pass, it gets picked off. You know what? My coach believes in me for the first time, and I don't know how long. I'm going to do what I need to do. My quarterback's got my back. My teammates have got my back. I'm Kirk 9 chains now, 10 chains. Hey, if they win next week, they win the division, and then, hey, and I don't want to root for the Packers, so I'm hoping for a tie with the Eagles. I can't see myself root for the Packers, but you know what? This season's been fun. Who knows how it ends? It could win in the championship. It could be another NFC championship where we lost the last 6, but hey, who knows? But you know what? Just before we die, this season feels different. And guys, I always watch your content. Your content is the best on YouTube when it comes to Minnesota sports. I enjoy every one of your shows. But hey, let's enjoy the ride, fellas.
Thank you, man. Alex, thank you for the kind words.
Good to see you again.
Good
Yep.
luck down there in
Happy
Texas
Thanksgiving.
with those insecure yet haughty Cowboys fans that haven't done anything in
Big
25
win
years
today.
but
Big
project
win. I think the Giants have been exposed as far more
They have.
bigger frauds.
far more than the Vikings.
Yes.
Yes.
They are.
Because the Vikings continue to win despite being
Right.
sort of fraudulent in some certain areas.
Right.
Which makes them not fraudulent. If you
Giants,
win games.
The Giants are now starting to suck wind a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, they are. I do think that their head coach, Brian Dable, is a very good-looking man, though. I think he's got some good things.
I think he
going on
needs
there.
to calm down. I'm concerned about his blood pressure. He exploded on the sidelines today.
Yeah.
And what does it take to throw a flag against a coach in this league?
Oh, it
was
never happens.
He was MFing an official up and
It
down.
doesn't
He
happen.
spiked his headset. He almost hit him.
In
he came very-
baseball and basketball, if you deep sigh in an official's face in basketball, it's like an instant technical foul. In the NFL, you can be screaming things about their family with expletives. They
and
will
he
not
takes the
flag you.
headset and slams it down and almost bounces up and hits the official. And it's like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's weird.
All right, who's next? Vikings Vent Line, Purple
All right.
Daily YouTube channel.
A few more left here. Let's go to, is it Deno? Deno, you're muted. You just got to unmute yourself on your end, my man, and then you're good. If you can figure out the unmute, can I do it? Let's see here.
There it goes.
we go.
There it goes.
There you go.
It's Dino.
Dino, what's up, dude?
Let's go, Dino. How you guys doing?
Happy
Good, man.
Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I'm a big fan of this show. I've watched it a lot and never been able to get on here, but I finally figured it out today.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate you coming on.
How about that Kirk Cousins guy there?
That Kirk Cousins guy is racking up all of the fourth quarter comebacks this year. It's been fun to watch.
It's pretty amazing. The only bad thing I've seen about this game is probably our kicker. At least it was only an extra point that he missed, though. He could have missed some field goals, so he didn't do that. And Justin Jefferson's probably gonna be the greatest wide receiver ever, Vikings history.
Yeah.
And I'm also really happy about our tight end, Hawkinson from the Lions. How about that guy?
Dude, he is
effective tonight. He's good.
He's just a great little safety blanket, man. Dino, thank you for coming on. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
I believe
appreciate you finding your way on the show.
Vikings PR had the note. He now set the Vikings record for most catches in his first 4 games by a tight end of any player.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, he's been an instant impact, especially after kind of a dud performance from last week against or last Sunday, I should say, from the Cowboys.
Who didn't have a dud performance in that game, Declan?
True.
Yeah, even Jalen Reagor had a 25-yard catch in this game, man. Everybody was showing up in this game.
Yeah, that was a nice
Almost
catch.
everybody.
He was open, too. That was a nice play. Nice throw by Kirk on that one. Yes. That was a really nice play.
Mm-hmm. All right, Dex, who you got next?
All right, 2 more left. Let's go to Gavin next here on Vikings Vent Line. Gavin, what's up, buddy? You just got to unmute yourself. There you go.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we got you, Gavin.
All right, what's up, guys? Hey, I wrote some notes down, some takes. Would y'all mind? I don't know if it'll keep my face, but I got some takes I want to share with you guys.
Sure. Yeah, you can fire your takes off here. Go ahead.
All right, dude. Okay, so first, I've got Hawk runs hard. Dude, every time he got the ball, he's running through you. He's everything he's doing, he's getting extra yards, and I love it. I love watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got Jettis is going to catch anything he touches. Anything in his wingspan, if he can touch it with his foot, he's catching it every single time.
Yes.
And then I've got Dalvin. I mean, he's running hard, and I know you guys said he might be hurt or he might have something wrong, but it felt like every time he got the ball, you're hoping for more than 2 yards.
Yeah.
And you're not a Super Bowl winning team if you can't run for more than 2 yards.
I think of all the players, I mean, that dude is, 26, 27, going on 38. I feel like it's so much wear and tear. He touched the ball 26 times in this game for only 56 yards. But I feel like the threat and the presence and just even handing the ball to him 22 times, despite, only having 42 yards, I think it set some stuff up in the play action game for the Vikings. I think it showed you the importance of just running the ball, period, and how it can help amplify your play action game. That was my take on it.
It's time to play Alexander Madison more. I don't understand why they don't split carries more. I mean, Dalvin is clearly better when he's fresh, and to your point, he wasn't fresh. So, I don't get that, because it's not like the drop-off is now from Cook, this Pro Bowl player, to this Slappy who just came into the league. Madison can catch the ball. He can run the ball. I think they need to equal the distribution way more, if nothing else, to help Cook out.
Right. Okay, guys, I just got a couple more. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
No, you're good.
All right. Greg Joseph. Man, I tell my friends all the time. I'm from Texas, by the way, which is tough after last week. But I tell my friends all the time, anytime a lot of teams you watch and they come out for the extra point, and that's when you go get a drink. You're a Vikings fan. You're standing up. You're watching it like it's the fourth quarter. And you're
no. You're a Vikings fan. You go get 3 drinks.
Oh, yeah, you're drinking. You get your surly. You're just shotgunning him.
Hey, come on. Do we really have to sit there and be on our toes for every PAT? No.
Yeah. Yes. The answer is yes.
What do you think the answer is?
I'm sure somebody in the stadium can come and kick better than that. All right. Cam Dantzler, we're missing him. I think what's his name? Shelley. I don't even know what his first name is.
Yeah, Duke Shelley. Duke Shelley.
I mean, he played all right, but we need that depth back. And then,
they're down. They're down.
He's the fourth guy.
3 cornerbacks now. Yeah,
he's the fourth guy at that position.
It's tough, man. It's
all
tough.
Right. 2 more. I got The defense stresses me out. When our offense or our special teams is on the field, I'm like, okay, something can happen. But every time our defense touches the field, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Here's 20, here's 10, here's 10. We can't stop anything. And then last take, Ryan Wright. Dude, have you ever been excited since, I don't know, Pat McAfee to watch a punter come onto the field?
Yeah, that's a great comment. I love
Yeah,
that.
he's got some Pat McAfee to his punting personality for sure. Gavin, great stuff, man. Thanks for coming on.
See you, Gavin.
Have fun down there in Texas, rooting on the Vikings.
Texas.
We should get Ryan right on the show sometime.
Actually, that's good. Yeah, it's good.
He was not in training camp. He was not a great quote. He didn't really want to talk too much. But he's
Really?
young.
'Cause he
He's
looks
young.
like he's got a personality.
Oh, he probably does. But I don't know that if he
Yeah, he's met us,
shares
though.
that. If he shares that, but as he continues to progress, he looks like a guy that could slam some beers. No question about it.
I think he would be a good fit
Yeah,
at
he'd
some
be a
point.
great
Maybe
member.
next off season
That
we
sounds
can
great.
do something with Ryan. Right?
All right. Okay.
We got one more left here to close
Yep.
it out on Ventline.
One more. Let's go to Chuck here. Chuck, you're gonna wrap things up for us. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How are y'all doing?
What's up, Chuck? Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to all y'all. Hey, I just want to give a big shout out to HOC. He did a great game plan against a defensive coach, one of the greatest defensive coaches ever, and it worked out. It was not always great, but you're going against Belichick. And they actually won the game with not doing great, but they won it.
Yeah.
And he's a first year coach, 10 games in, 11 games in now. And he beat the great Bill Belichick at his own game.
If
That
I were
makes
Kevin
sense.
O'Connell, I would have walked up to Belichick to go shake his hand and then pull it back and do like the slick back my hair thing and then give him the DX chop and then run off the field. That's what I would have done.
Or do the Fonzie thing. I'm cooler than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's for sure he is.
Yep.
But to beat him, I really think I think we got a great coach. And I'm not bashing Zimmer in any way, but it really was impressive. You got your butt kicked as a head coach 4 days ago, and you rebounded everything. Only one sack. Obviously, the offensive line got together. He got them together. I think he just did a great job. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yep.
Absolutely. Chuck, thank you, man. Appreciate you closing it out.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I think I'm reading the comments, man. The comments are just so funny right now.
I was going to say, did Chuck do something that I
No,
that
I think
missed?
people I think people people thought that Chuck was hammered and that Declan and I were trying to hold back laughing, and I saw that Declan was.
Yeah.
Also trying to
definitely
hold
was.
back from laughing there.
I
And I
definitely was.
and then I started reading the comments and I was like, "Oh my god." It's hilarious. Sorry.
I mean,
He's okay.
It's not unusual for really
No,
drunk people.
not at
I
all,
love that.
especially
I
it's
can't wait to
Thanksgiving,
find
it's
out what
almost midnight.
I can't wait to find out what the comments were once we.
Oh my god.
Once we put.
Well, you can see them on your screen, literally, like.
Oh, I
on the
thought
right
you were
side.
putting up some of. You know.
Have you ever seen that before? You can click. See, it says people and comments. You can click on comments and see all the
On the
comments. that come in.
screen?
I don't think I have that. I don't see that from my end.
So when you're you're looking at us.
Yeah.
On the right side of your screen, what do you see?
Hold on a second here. I have you guys huge, so I just
Oh,
looked. Okay.
you've got the okay.
I've got the full screen on. I see what you're
Okay.
saying.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway,
Judd learning AOL was one of the comments there.
Impressive win. Hey, I loved AOL. What's wrong with that? All right.
AOL was great back in the day.
Love the screeching sound.
Appreciate Chuck closing us out there on Vikings Vent Line. Oh man. Wow, that was a fun football game. Minnesota Vikings
great.
9-2 on the season. and they got 10 days to prepare for whoever the hell the Jets are going to round out at quarterback at this point. Maybe they'll be down to Joe Flacco by the time the Vikings game rolls around. So don't forget scorenorth.com/shop, scorenorth.com/shop. 15% off everything with the promo code Black Friday, all one word, promo code Black Friday, including your Mr. Fourth Quarter comeback.
Yes.
Hoodies and T-shirts.
And don't forget Park Tavern Monday night.
Yes, for an
We'll be
impromptu
Yes,
gathering.
with Phil
we're
Mackey.
not going to do a podcast. We're literally just going to drink some beer and watch Monday Night Football at Park Tavern. Oh, let's shout out to Nutrisource, our friends at Nutrisource.
Yes.
The official pet food of Mackey and Judd and Purple Daily. Maya Mackey was sleeping during the entire game. We gave her her normal food like usual for Thanksgiving, and she was very happy with it because she loves the chicken and rice. She loves the broth, the little it's called kombucha, I believe.
Yes.
Yep. And then the training treats, of course.
And Stella, oh my God, for Thanksgiving, she said, keep the bird. I don't care about the bird. I want my Nutrisource. And she also said, I want my training treats too. And I want a lot of them because it's Thanksgiving Day. And we said, okay, Stella. And let's just say that when I left for the game, Stella was very happy, sleeping, and very well fed on Thanksgiving with Nutrisource.
Amen. NutrisourcePetFoods.com to find a Nutrisource retailer near you. NutrisourcePetFoods.com. All right. Thank you so much for staying up late with us here on this Thanksgiving. We've had a blast watching maybe the Bills game was the most fun game, maybe the second most fun game of the season for the Vikings so far. And we'll be back at you tomorrow morning for a little Purple Daily pie chart of praise from Judd, hottest Vikings takes, and also our other daily podcast, Mackey and Judd, for some more Vikings fodder. Thanks for hanging out on Vikings Vantland on the Purple Daily YouTube channel.